If you're a music producer stuck in a 9 to 5 that you hate, or you're sick and tired of relying on inconsistent placement money and you're looking to get into high ticket sales, then this video is for you. Today, I'm going to show you exactly where to find and how to land your first real sales role. So let's get into it. As you heard in the intro, this video is going to be how to land a sales job as a music producer the easiest way. And why do I feel like I'm qualified to speak to this? To give you some backstory, when I came back from America like 2 weeks ago, within that 1 week that I came back, I already have 5 job offers, as you can see here, that I had lined up for me. And plus, I've been on countless interviews, had a ton of jobs, so I know the ins and outs of how to land a sales job, the right sales job. So let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. What you're going to need is a Loom account, which is free, which gives you 25 Loom videos, which is going to be more than enough. And then once you get to that the max, you can easily go back and delete old videos that haven't been seen. You're going to need time. So it's around 1 to 2 hours a day of actually applying for these jobs, and patience, because a lot of these, as a music producer, it's the same thing. You send out 100 messages, maybe 2 or 3 will reply. But I'm also going to teach you the follow-up techniques and how to actually stand out and improve your chances to land a sales role. So method 1, which is how I actually got my first one, which is using LinkedIn or Indeed, using one of those job searching websites. So what you want to do, this is Indeed. So you want to come up here and then you want to search up high ticket closer or appointment setter or closer sales. And then you want to do like remote, unless you want to do it in office, but I don't recommend that. If you want that time and location freedom, you want to do remote. So you'd click find jobs. And for example, you see here, full-time high ticket closer. It would give you a job description, and then you would click apply now, which would take you to a job application page, that type of thing, very similar to any other job. As you can see, I'm not logged in. But then another bonus tip is you can go to like the career pages. So let's say there's a company that you really want to work for. So let's just say Impact Clients, for example. Let's say you've been wanting to work with them for a while. You know who they are. You know who Richard is. Sometimes on the website, there'll be a careers page. So you'd come up to careers. Boom. Of course, video editor, copywriter, blah, 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 yappa, yappa, yappa. But here, full-time high-ticket DM appointment setter, and then full-time high-ticket closer. So then you just click this. Once again, it's probably copy and pasted from that, and you would click apply for this job. So if there's a couple other companies that you really want to work for, let's say Alex Hormozi, pretty sure he always has a job listing page where you can go there. I know Grant Cardone has the same. So people like that, where you know they're in sales, a lot of the time, if you go on their website, you can check the careers page to see if you can find a job through that. So that's the first method that I've done. That's how I got my first role. The next one is free or paid school communities on Facebook. I would recommend school just because Facebook is more of like, nothing wrong with this, but more of the older demographic, more of like the old gens, the old heads, you could say, while school is more current. So all you would need to do is go on school and then literally just search up high ticket sales. And as you can see here, thousands of results for high ticket sales, high ticket dealers, high ticket sales society, high ticket economic. And then all you would do is just join a ton of them. And once you get accepted, all you would literally do is just search up like job opportunity or like remote closer, looking for a job. And like, here's one that I found in one of the communities that I'm in. And all you would need to do is DM him, I think the word healing, and then you would get like a chance to apply for it. So that's something that I really recommend, is going through school communities and finding places. Once again, you can do that on Facebook. I've just found there's a lot more scams on Facebook, but to each their own, whatever works. The next one is sales pipelines. So if you don't know what a sales pipeline is, in high level, it's a company that manages multiple high ticket offers. So as you can see here, net revenue is a really big one in the space. I think they're managing like $12 million in offers. They have a ton of different people that both DM, I think appointment setters and closers can apply for. So really, wherever you're at in the sales process, you can apply. Same with Closers.io. This is run by Cole Gordon. If you don't know who he is, he's one of the big dogs in the sales space. He has his own like coaching program, so he's well respected, and so he has his own, you could say, sales pipeline that he manages a bunch of different offers. and you can apply for there. So I would recommend going through there. The good thing about them is they have a bunch of different offers, so you can, I don't want to say pick and choose, because most of the time they'll just assign you to one based on where you're at and what you're kind of looking for and your experience. So let's say you're a very A-type prospect, you're very firm, you're really good with like high level people, they'll probably put you on like a B2B one. Or if you're more on the emotional side, you can connect with people emotionally, they'll put you more on the B2C side, where you're able to really flourish as like a closer or DM setter or whatever position you apply for. So that's method 3. The next method, which I recommend a lot, which is RepSelect. If you don't know what RepSelect is, it's pretty much a job searching website. I'm pretty sure it costs around $10 a month, but I would highly recommend it because there's just so many job opportunities there. Like for example, new jobs, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, high ticket closer, sales development representative, which just means like outbound, hiring closer, remote closer, setter, in div. These people always hit me up. 4 days ago, 4 days ago, 4 days ago. And you can target as well. So let's say you're looking for a job here. You can filter by industries. You can do OT as well. So let's say you're just starting out and you want to make like, let's say 3 to 6K a month. Let's say you want to do in real estate and you want to do B2C. And let's say you want to do like a closer, for example, and you want to do phone setter, all this, location, remote, and then you can do apply filters. Obviously, these are all because it's very specific criteria, but as you can see here, lots of ones, and you can hide applied jobs. So if you've already applied for one, you can hide it. And then let me go back. Let's say this one really interests you, Badass Babes. And you come down here, it's going to tell you everything about the role, OTE. If you don't know what OTE stands for, it's on target earnings. So what that means is, let's say you come onto the role as a closer and you have a 25% close rate and a 75% show up rate. It'd be easier if I show you and do the maths with you here. So if I do stop, so OTE equals on, let me make this bigger for you guys. So OTE equals on target earnings. So let's say on average, the team has a close rate of 25% close rate, which means 1 in every 4 people will close and buy, right? And let's say a 75% show rate, which means for every call, let's say you have 4 calls, 3 of them are actually going to show up, right? So the on-target earnings is, let's say you have 10 calls on your calendar. So let's say 10 calls, if they can say, oh yeah, we're going to give you 10 calls on your calendar. So 10 calls, let's just say 8 of them with your 75% show rate means 8 people show. Hopefully you guys are with me so far. And seeing as you have a 25% close rate means 1 in every 4 people are going to close. So that means out of those 8 equals 8 shown equals 2 closes. And let's say, okay, cool, you got 2 closes. Let's say you work 5 days a week equals 10 closes a week. You guys with me? So now let's say your commission for each of them is around $500. So that means if you have 10 closes a week times 10 equals $5,000. And then let's go times 4 for 4 weeks in a month. That would mean your OTE equals 20K. Oops, 20K. Obviously, a lot of the time, these numbers are inflated, which I'll get into later on. But I just wanted to break down what OTE looks like. And it's the same as a setter. If it's like, oh, the OTE is this, that's just kind of what it means. So hopefully this gives you a bit more clarity on what OTE is and what all these numbers mean. So as you can see here, OTE, 11,000 per month, potential is much higher. Cool. And a lot of these times it's commission only. So that's what you have to be wary about in the sales space. It is commission only. You eat what you kill. For some people, they love it. For some people, it is a bit nerve-wracking. But the more effort you put in, the more reward you get out. So as you can see here, you can click apply. For some reason, it might be a bit different for me. If I click apply, yeah, it just takes me to some to some page. It might work for you, it might not work. But anyway, so then you here you can get contact link. Sometimes it'll work, maybe not for me. And then same with company website. But here you can just search up like badass babes. There you go. Now you have the website of what it actually looks like. And then same thing, you can just search up like Jeff Katz, which is the CEO, and now you've got his email. So what I would recommend doing is applying for the position and sending him an email. I'm going to get through that later on, but it just improves your chances. And then from there, I would find them on Instagram and send them a message saying, hey, I just filled out the application. I wanted to drop you this quick Loom video introducing myself and my sales experience. So going to get into that later on, but Rep Select, I would really recommend it. $10, $15 a month, and you get hundreds of jobs. The next method is Instagram and YouTube, which is really good if you don't want to pay the $10 a month. I don't know why, but pretty much what you would do, let's start off with IG, is you would just search up something coach or something mentor. So let's say, for example, dating coach. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 people here who 90% of the time, they're going to have a high ticket product to sell. Same with fitness coach, or you could say business mentor, content mentorship, content coach, that type of thing. Whatever is your interest, if you just add coach, mentor at the end of it, and you'll be able to find people. Same with here, ton of people. So then what I would do is I would just kind of go through like their website, see if they have anything, any emails that I can find, maybe a careers page that I can apply for, very similar as I mentioned above, and just go through that process of applying. If not, I would just send him a message very similar to this. This is a bit different because I already knew he was looking for closers, but I would say, hey Cameron, if you're looking for closers, would love to be part of a team. Here's a quick Loom video introducing myself and my sales experience. And then just drop a Loom video. Make it personalized as well, but I'm going to get into that later on. In terms of YouTube, it's all you would need to do is just search up like fitness coaching, the same thing as Instagram, fitness coaching, content creator, content mentorship, for example. And then here you would have hella people here all teaching some sort of coaching. And then what you would need to do, let's just say John, for example.
I made over 500.
YouTube decides to load. So as you can see here, how to build a 6-figure a month coaching business. Okay, you would click that. Yes, YouTube, I want to leave. And then if you see something like this with like a VSL, 90% of the time, there you go, one-on-one mentorship session, which means he's selling a high ticket product. So then what you would do is very similar. Find his Instagram, find his email, and just send him a message. And very similar message as before. Hey, if you're looking for closers or if you're looking for an appointment setter, let me know. Would love to be part of your team. Quick break. So that's pretty much it. And let's say you do find out that he is hiring. I would just say something along the lines of, hey Cameron, I saw you were looking for closers. You can say I filled out the application, or you can say whatever. I filled out the application. I wanted to drop you this quick Loom video introducing me and myself and my sales experience. And then just drop a personalized Loom. So I would recommend this way. Is a bit longer, but if you really have like a certain creator you want to target, I would really recommend this method. So method 6 is community and referrals. So here's just a couple examples of a couple communities that I'm in where they're always posting jobs. So 15 offers hiring, 15, 14, and I get this every single day. And once you've been in the sales space long enough, people start to know you, and then people can start like referring you. Like this is one of my friends who I referred to for one of my old positions. And he goes, hey bro, I got the blah, 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 blah offer. Hey, good shit. Thank you for all of the support. Now it's time to give my all. We'll need role plays, mocks, and all that. So once you've built a name in the space and you know a couple people, then they can refer you as well. Like you can say to, let's say your mentor, for example, like someone like me, hey Louis, I'm looking for a job, XYZ, do you know anyone hiring? Yes, I know X, Y, and Z people hiring. And then I would just pass you off to them. And then as you can see here as well, as I mentioned, all these jobs that are hiring. So if you're in the right community and you know the right people, then they can get you a job. And this is something that I would recommend because obviously referrals is the best way to go about getting a job. And these ones, like I have so many jobs that I could be applying for. I have unlimited jobs right now. So that's the power of being in a good community. Anyway, so those are all the methods. Now I want to break down what to say in a Loom video, because now you have all the keys to get the job. But now it's like, what do I say in a Loom video? So you want it to be around 60 to 90 seconds, because any more than that, these business owners, they don't have time to sit for a 5-minute video of you describing who you are and what you do. And I would personalize it. So if you know the business owner's name, let's say it's John. Hey, John, my name is Louis. Or, hey, Samantha, my name is Louis. Or if you don't know their name, just say, let's say, for example, hey, badass babes team, looking forward to being part of the team, blah, 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 whatever. You want to personalize it. And something that I do is I say a fun fact to break the ice. So us all being in music, I always say, my name is Louis. Little quick fun fact about me before I start is I'm a music producer on the side. I've worked with X, Y, and Z. So then from there, once you've broken the ice, I would transition and just say, but we're not here for music. Here's a little bit about my sales experience. And then if you do have experience, I would break down the numbers of like, I've been in sales for X, Y, Z, da, 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 da. I've been trained by X, Y, and Z as well. If you don't have any experience, what I would do is just, I think I have a part here. Where is it? I don't want to skip here. But what if I don't have any experience? At the end of the day, if you show up in a professional manner, show that you are hungry, and you link your life experiences to sales, then you don't need much experience. As a music producer, us sending hundreds of DMs a day, trying to sell our kits and products, it makes it a lot easier, and we can use that skill and transfer it to sales. So you can easily say, if you're applying for a DM setter position, yeah, on an average day, I DM 100 people a day to try sell my music or whatnot, that type of thing. So once again, if you've seen my previous videos, I had no technically sales experience before coming into this. At the end of the day, the companies care more about mindset, communication, coachability, and energy than experience. And sometimes having no experience is better than having experience, because trying to unlearn something is a lot harder than learning from scratch, and you'll be a sponge of information. So going back up to this, I want to quickly play my little Loom video. Hey there, hope you're doing well. My name is Louis. A little quick fun fact about me before I jump into my sales experience is I'm a music producer on the side, and I've been blessed with the opportunity to have worked with major artists such as Gunna, Tory Lanez, and Justin Bieber, to name a few. But we're not here to talk about music, we're here to talk about sales. So a little bit about my experience is I've been in sales for over 2 years now, have closed over 500K in cash collected. Notably, I've worked on 4 main offers. Number 1 was a B2B offer, selling marketing services to real estate investors. Number 2 was a biz op, helping people start vending machine companies to get passive income. Number 3 was a fitness offer, working for Mike Chang, the massive fitness influencer. And lastly was a coaching program to help massage therapists scale their business. So in my latest one, the B2B offer, I have currently a close percentage of around 30 to 40%. Also, I recently reinvested back into myself through sales mentorship with JJ Hernandez and Alex Beck, if you've heard of them. I've also been a part of the NEPQ Inner Circle as well. So I'm always looking to grow. I'm based in London, but I'm happy to work US hours. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'm looking forward to crushing it and being part of your team. Peace. So that's a little Loom video that I create and that I send to people. Sometimes, depending on the offer, I will personalize it to the offer owner, but that's just a Loom video that I just send out to everyone. And so now, how you want to show up, because how you show up is very important. So at the end of the day, you want to show up professionally with a nice background, a nice setup, nice lighting to actually show your face, and nice clothes. There's this H&M polo that you can get for about $10, $15, and that's going to do a world of work. And how you want to show up, like internally and energetically, is cool. Excuse me. Cool, calm, confident, and collected on the interview and on the Loom as well. So you don't want to be like this guy who has his bed super messy, unmade, hair shriveled. He's jumping on with a singlet. You want to buy this H&M polo, do your hair, clean your room, make sure your bed's not in the background, just because it lowers your status a little bit. And like this is a perfect example. Nice light in the background, nice green trees, beautiful painting, beautiful mic, beautiful lighting. This is an example of a really good setup. So I've gone over the what if I don't have any experience. So how to improve your chances. So once you apply, as I mentioned before, you want to find out their social media and reach out there. So as I said here, hey Cameron, I saw you were looking for closers. I filled out the application, but I wanted to drop you this quick Loom video introducing myself and my experience. And I would do the exact same thing on the email. Hey Richie, saw you were looking for closers. I wanted to send you this quick Loom video introducing myself. Literally the same thing. Just let me know if you have any questions. Looking forward to being part of a team. Very simple. So how to follow up. So now let's say you've applied for a bunch of places, but you haven't heard back. So one day after, I would just send a quick message. Hey Zach, hope you're doing good. Wanted to check if you had a chance to see or check out my application, voice memo, Loom video from yesterday. Just send that. And the same thing on email. Just send the same message on email. 2 days after, I would send these little arrow things here. 3 days after, hey name, I understand you're busy and I don't mean to bug you. Did you get my last message? Super simple. Now, at this point, they'll probably reply. Some of them might, some of them won't. Then you kind of like want to stand out by sending like funny gifs, something that makes them stand out. So you want to 4 days after, you alive, lol, to kind of show a bit of character, like to show that you have jokes. And then here's some gifs that you could add, like day 5, day 6, day 7 onwards. So like here, this one for example. And the good thing about these is you can use these in like your sales process. So let's say someone's ghosted you, you could easily use these and they would work. And usually from these or like gifts and stuff, usually you'll get a reply because it is a pattern interrupt and they're like, oh, this guy's got jokes, ha 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 ha, laugh it off, that type of thing. So here's how to follow up after a job interview. So let's say you followed up, you've done everything above, you found a job. Now it's the interview process. So there's going to be 2 types. There's going to be a group interview, as the name suggests, a group interview with like 2, 3, 4 or more people, and then there's going to be one-on-one. The biggest tip I can give you is to be yourself. You don't want to put on an act of like, hey, I'm this grandiose guy, I'm this, and this. You want to be yourself at the end of the day. And do your research on the company. It's let's say they ask you, oh yeah, do you know much about us? And you say no, it's not going to be a good look. So do at least like 5 to 10 minutes of research, what the company is, what they offer, who they help, that type of thing. And internally, you want to have the energy of you have to sell me on why I should work for you. Having that abundant mindset of I can find another job if I wanted to. So that's how you have to come to the call. And you're going to get a lot of common questions on the call. So same in any interview, tell me about your experience. In the sales space, it might be, how would you handle XYZ situation? Or you might do a mini role play of a situation like, how would you handle, I need to think about it. Okay, cool. A question that you get a lot in group interviews is, who else would you hire from the group if you had to pick? I love that question. So you just pick who the person, if you were to join the team with them, who you would be happy, or who you would hire if I was in your situation. Another thing you want to do is ask good questions on the interview, because at the end, there's always going to be a Q&A. Hey, do you have any questions? Then you would ask like really high level questions of like, what skills and traits are you looking for in your next hire? Or what is your company's sales philosophy? They might have a really scripted approach, NEPQ based, Jeremy Minor, Cole Gordon, that type of thing. Or they might be more of a scripted, hey, however you sell, that's how you sell. And another thing is, what are the key performance indicators, so KPIs or metrics of success in this role? Okay, I want you to do 200 dials a day, set 5 appointments, make at least 1 close a day, that type of thing. So that you know, okay, cool, they want me to do 200 dials a day, I'm going to do 201, 210, 250 dials so that you can stand out. So by asking really good questions, it also shows that you're very knowledgeable and that what's the word I'm looking for? That you're experienced and you know what you're talking about in some sense. Now you might be asking, okay, cool, I've done all of that. Now, how long is it going to actually take me to land my first role? So if you put in the reps, apply high quality applications and do the work, around 2 to 4 weeks. Now, some people, I've seen it take longer. In my mentorship, I've seen people get it within a week or less. It really just depends on the job you apply for, your experience, your Loom, a bunch of different things. So it's hard to give you an exact like timeline. So now you might be excited to start applying for a ton of jobs, which is good, but I want you to hold your horses. So there's one more thing that I want to cover before you jump into things, which is how to pick the right offer. Because the number one thing you should know, as I mentioned before briefly, is 90% of the jobs that get posted either lie, overinflate their OTE, or overpromise. Trust me, I've been on hundreds of offers and I've known and I've been burnt hundreds of times. So not every job is worth applying for. So the key thing to look, depending on your skill level, is good high revenue, preferably doing 6 figures a month, which means it's a proven system and there is money to be made. The next thing is you want a place where you can learn and earn. So a place with good training, good sales processes that you can learn, and good people that you can learn from. So that's the second thing. Number 3 is a good culture, somewhere that aligns with your values. So if you think trading is a scam, then don't get on a trading course, because you're not going to have that conviction, because ultimately conviction is one of the most important things. No conviction equals no sale. Yes, there are times where you might not necessarily have 100% conviction in the product, but the offer owner has got such a big reputation and good reputation that it just sells itself. So good culture, conviction in the product. Let's say you were selling some music mentorship. Let's say you were selling keyboards, for example, and you really love that keyboard. You would have a lot more conviction than if you were a vegan selling meat products. Stupid example, but you get my point. And the last one is a bonus one, is like fulfillment. Are the students and clients actually seeing results? Because if they're not, you're just going to get a lot of refunds, that type of thing. And it's just going to impact you like mentally, because you're like, oh, these people are asking for refunds. It's going to put like yourself in a downward spiral. And that's money taken out of your account. So fulfillment is one of the biggest things. So other resources that I would recommend is my boy Jackson Bardsley, also Australian in the sales space. He goes a lot more in depth into how to get a job and how to apply for looms and all this. So if you're interested in learning more about what he teaches, I would check out him. So hopefully this video has been useful for you guys. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. And if you're looking for more about one-on-one coaching, if you're a music producer looking to get into the high ticket space, be able to give you that time, location, financial freedom without having to work your job or relying on that inconsistent placement money, feel free to book in a call with me below, and I'd love to have a chat to see how I could help. So see you in the next video. Peace.